At its regular price of $4.99, Amtrak's USA Rail Pass may be the cheapest way to travel around the United States. In January of 2026, they put it on sale for only $250. I rode on 6 different routes on a pass in 2025 and had an amazing time. So when I saw this deal, I talked my longtime friend into joining me for another epic trip around the US. This video covers the final 2 segments: 3 nights in a coach seat from Washington, D.C. to Sacramento, California. We arrived in D.C. from Philadelphia on the Northeast Regional a few hours before it was time to depart for Chicago on the Floridian. Washington, D.C.'s Union Station is definitely impressive. One of the most impressive we've seen on the trip. It seems to be fairly standard for the Floridian to run late, and our train was no exception. And as I would find out later, we were really lucky that we weren't on the previous day's train. At this point, we'd been go, go, go every day for the past week. Once we were settled into our seats, we really enjoyed not having to walk any further than the cafe car for the next 16 hours. I got to see the views of Lake Erie and Lake Michigan that we missed in the dark on our way east on the Lakeshore Limited a few days prior. We arrived in Chicago late, and our original 4-hour layover between trains had shrunk quite a bit. My friend had a bit longer to wait for the Southwest Chief to take her home to New Mexico, but I'd be boarding the California Zephyr at about an hour. After a quick goodbye, I was soon in my coach seat, and I learned why I should be happy I wasn't on the Floridian the day before. My seatmate was on that train. They were 8 hours late and missed the connection. Around 15 people had to be put up for the night and rebooked on this train, which really helped explain why this train was packed. Shortly after crossing the Mississippi, my seatmate went off to the observation lounge, leaving me and my travel buddy Chico to enjoy the afternoon and the evening alone. Night 2 in a coach seat. Let's just say it's much easier to sleep next to a friend than it is next to a stranger, no matter how nice that stranger is. Upon arrival at Denver Union Station the next morning, I got to watch from my seat as the conductor helped back us into the station. So cool.
Head at 5, highball the runner, still good for 20, over.
20 cars up.
When we were on our way again, not only was the seat next to me empty, so was half of the car, which was surprising considering what we were heading into. I returned to my seat after the fresh air break at Glenwood Springs to find that I had gained a seatmate. She left the train a few hours later in Helper, Utah, and I was able to curl up in both seats and get a couple hours of good sleep in before Salt Lake City, where I was once again joined by another passenger. Shortly after sunrise, I made my way to the observation car to enjoy some coffee. Mornings are the best time to hang out there, in my opinion. It gets pretty loud as the day goes on and the seats fill up. The long slog across Nevada and my time with seatmates finally ended in Reno. An awesome conductor had what would have been my fourth seatmate since Chicago move so I could enjoy the final few hours of my trip in my very own room. And not to worry, my fourth seatmate got his own row too. I've driven I-80 between Reno and Sacramento repeatedly over the years, and this is actually the third time I've ridden the Zephyr over the Sierra Nevada. It never gets old, especially when there's a fresh layer of snow on the ground. Once we were down into the foothills, though, I was ready for my 14 days on the rails to be over. And soon enough it was, back at Sacramento Valley Station where it all began. It'd been a fun 2 weeks full of new places, interesting people, awesome history, and some amazing scenery. I was really glad to be walking up the tunnel to see my husband. If you made it this far, thanks so much for watching. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. There's much more to come.